13 WMAC weather, sponsored by Premier Heating and Air.
6:06 now. Let's get a check of our weather. It's going to be a cold one this week. Today is going to be where we should be, I guess.
Yeah, it's a fairly average, maybe actually it's just a little warmer than we should be for this time of year. But by the time we get to Wednesday, much different story. I was talking about it just a moment ago. Out there at the bus stop on Wednesday morning is likely going to be the coldest that many kids have ever felt at the bus stop, because when we got this cold last time, it was over Christmas, and it was not while school was in session. So we're going to be watching for that there Wednesday morning. As for right now, though, in Macon, it's 37 with a light breeze out of the east at about 3 miles an hour. Later today, we're headed to about 63 degrees under partly cloudy skies, and those clouds are going to continue to become more numerous by the time we get into the night tonight across central Georgia. So 38 in Forsyth, 41 in Roberta, 34 down in Hawkinsville, 35 in Perry, 32 in Dublin, and actually a little colder down to the south because they haven't seen as much in the way of cloud cover through the overnight hours, down to 29 in McRae and 30 over in Eastman. The feels like temperatures not really being affected just yet. That's going to come later on tomorrow when the wind really begins to pick up across central Georgia. So the radar quiet for us. You look up towards the north this morning. If you're up for a drive, you could actually see some of the white stuff flying. Parts of Nashville and northern Mississippi, parts of northwest Georgia actually in a winter storm warning, a winter weather advisory elsewhere, but all of that going to stay up there. Not a concern for us, and really not even a concern for the Atlanta area as well. Temperatures in the upper 50s by the noon hour, headed for the low 60s later on today. When we get down into the overnight hours, here come the 40s and a couple of scattered showers through the overnight hours as well. There's 5 a.m. there. I do want to point out the temperatures that are still in the 40s across central Georgia, not the 30s. So all that pink stuff you see, that's going to stay up there. And then by the time we get to the 10 a.m. hour, even after sunrise, temperatures continuing to fall down into the 30s. But look at these wind chills already down into the 20s by 10 a.m. later in the afternoon. Still hanging on to wind chills in the 20s for some of us, 30s elsewhere. We will see the temperatures tick back up ever so slightly before they're just in a free fall through the overnight hours. By 11 p.m. already feeling like the teens area wide. Again, that's tomorrow night on into Wednesday morning. Single digit wind chills, 9 degrees Macon and Warner Robin, 6 degrees in Forsyth, 5 degrees in Thomaston, and 8 degrees in Eatonton. It is going to be a bitterly cold morning and honestly a bitterly cold day as well. While temperatures for highs might return to the 40s, it is still going to feel like the 30s, and in fact maybe even 32 or below in a couple spots through the entire day on Wednesday. So overnight low temperatures for tomorrow morning, we will be in the 40s, but then fall through the 30s during the afternoon, down to 18 for Thursday, 22 there on Friday, and then back to 36 on Saturday. And I point out that Saturday temperature because we once again have some wintry mischief potential in the state. That's going to be up for the Atlanta area and points northward. There's 4 a.m. on Friday. I showed you that temperature to show you that we are not going to get below freezing during that time. So while we do have the chance of a couple showers, we're not looking at any of that wintry stuff. Out the door today, headed to 63 later this afternoon. So our average high is 59. Again, just a couple degrees above that. But do not worry because we will be well below that in the days to come. 30s tomorrow afternoon, teens for Wednesday morning, feeling like the single digits, 50s for Thursday and Friday before we have another cold blast through the weekend.